Welcome back guys to our new tutorial where I am going to show you how to create this Glassmorphism form that is responsive and that has nice cool animation right here. So let's open our VS Code and start to code. So inside I have 3 files, one HTML, one CSS and one image for the background. So I'm going to start with the HTML file. I'm going to quickly create a boilerplate in here. I'm going to change the document title as responsive form. Then afterward I'm going to create a form element. Inside the form element I'm going to create a heading that's basically I'm using the paragraph tag with a class of heading, and inside in here I'm going to write a sign in. Inside in here I am going to create two div tag that's basically parent of those input elements, and inside this I had input and another is label tag, and I press enter. So that basically gave me that this template. Let me quickly format them all. So inside in here first one is type of text, but the second one is password, and the first one has the ID of I messed up, and the first one has the ID of email, and the second one should have the ID of pass. Similarly we have to pass here the ID of the input label. So this is a label for this input tag, so that here we are going to target the input element, so that it knows that for which element it is targeting, for of which element is it a label. So I am going to pass here the pass. Obviously the ID is unique to each element, so it takes the ID as a reference. Similarly I am going to pass here email, and I am going to give here the value of email with a colon, and similarly here with password I'm going to type it full like this. And if I open this with live server, it's going to open up in the browser. So it opened up in here. So let me show you the magic of label tag. So whenever I click in the input elements, it's gonna focus there, but if we click in this email element or email label, then it is also going to focus on that input element like this. So that's the magic of label tag. So most of the time you are going to prefer label tag in here. After that, let me close this. After that I'm going to create a button at the bottom. So button type of submit, and here I am going to say the sign in, and it has a class of sign in. So I think that's basically our HTML file. So let me quickly show you the last final output of our HTML file. This looks like this. This is terrible. So I'm going to next link the CSS file in here with this link element, link this style.css, and navigate inside the style.css. We found the basic things here. So it's going to basically remove the original margin padding, and it's going to just make our website more accurate. So it's not going to include that padding, margin types of automatic things. After that I am targeting this body and giving the minimum height of 100 PS, means it's going to cover a whole vertical screen. After that I am going to give it is grid and place item center. These two lines is basically for centering the elements inside the body. So right now we have only our form inside our body. As you can see in here, it's going to target and center the form tag in the middle. So let me quickly show you how our form looks like in the browser. So it looks like this. So after that, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give it a background. First it's going to put the background image, and in the upper layer it's going to create this linear gradient file layer, so that our image will not look as bright as we don't want. Yeah, that's basically the thing it will do. Let me save it and show you how this looks like. So it's image right here. It is of high resolution, so it's looking terrific now. So I'm going to give here a background of cover. So background size of cover, and then it looks like this. And after that, what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to target the form element, and after that I'm going to give the width of 90% to that form element. And this width 90% is for smaller devices. If the device exceeds its width of 400 pixel, then the form is going to basically have the width of maximum width of 400 pixel. That means if any device has wider screen than 400 pixel, then the form width will not going to be calculated in percentage. Its width will be fixed in the 400 pixel. So it is for responsiveness. Yeah, I have done this only. This is the only code that you need for a responsive form. So this doesn't look cool right now, but I can make it cool. I'm going to give a padding of 2 rem from top and 2 rem from bottom. Likewise, I'm going to give the padding of 1 rem from left and right. Similarly, I'm going to give the border radius of 10 pixels, so that there will not be the sharp edge. And after that, I'm going to give this color as the background. Save this, and let's see our form. It looks kinda cool, but it's not like Glassmorphism. It looks like Glassmorphism, but we haven't actually implemented the actual code for Glassmorphism. So let me quickly go back and implement that in here. So that's the thing you need for your Glassmorphism to work. A blur. Yeah, that's basically blur, nothing more extra. So yeah, you can see that has been changed, not drastically but significantly, and it looks like Glassmorphism. And after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to target the heading. If you don't know, then heading is this sign in there's the paragraph tag with a sign in value inside it. So I'm going to give it a color of this corn silk. I have found that from the VS Code intelligence. Yes, VS Code intelligence sometimes helps also. And I'm going to give it a font size of 2.5 rem and increase the font weight as a bold. After that, I'm going to give the padding from the bottom of 1 rem. So there will be padding bottom of 1 rem, and I'm also going to give it a margin of 1.5 rem from the bottom. So it looks like this. So why I was giving padding and margin to the bottom only? Because we have already padding margin from top, but we want this sign in element to be far from this input tags. So I'm going to next target our div inside our form. So there are basically 2 divs. I'm going to give the position as relative, that we'll see later where it will work or where it will be needed, and give the margin of 1 rem. Obviously that's from top and bottom, and we are done with our divs. So it looks like this. Not kind of cool? but yeah, we have style of form a lot. And after that, I'm going to target our actual input elements and give the position of relative, width of 100% and height of also 40 pixel. And font size, obviously I'm going to increase the font size. I didn't go with the default. Color of white and border none, and I'm also going to remove the outline. So let's save it. Here we go, we have these things. So I remove the outline and it looks like this, nothing fancy. So we have given the color of white, so it's going to basically do this thing. Background is also white, color is also white, so it's going to be Mr. India. After that, I'm going to give the background of transparent. Obviously we need to give the background of transparent for our text to be visible like this. And after that, I'm going to target our next element, that's our label. So what the label is actually for, so label is actually for the guidance, so that user can know that at where you have to enter your credentials. So I'm going to basically give the position of absolute. So after that, I'm going to position it 0 pixel or 0% from the left, and from the bottom I'm going to place it up 10 pixel only, not 20 pixel, and I'm going to give it width of 100% obviously, and color of white also. Let's view that, and it is cool, but if I now type, they are going to be overlapped. So in a few seconds I'm going to remove that also. So I'm going to increase the font size to 1.1 rem, not as much as the input font size. That's basically 0.1 rem smaller than the input font size. After that, I'm going to give the pointer events of none. So why I gave pointer events of none, let me show you that. So let me quickly undo this, and if I go in here and if I hover over that email, so it's going to change our mouse cursor like this one. So we don't want the mouse cursor to be changed here, so we are going to give basically disabling the pointer events by simply typing this line. So it's going to disable the pointer events. Yeah, that's what you should consider here. You need not to more extra fancy thing. In a while I'm going to transform that level so that it will move upward. So for that we need transition time of 0.3 second, and type is and the transition should be applied to all the properties. That's going to change. I'm going to do this. So what this line of code does, so we navigate inside the form div and inside the input. So whenever the input is focused, means whenever we click the input tag and our cursor is blinking there, then it is focused. Whenever our input is focused, so label is going to be targeted. So that's why we have written plus here. So make sure you write label tag below the input tags, otherwise the plus sign is not going to work properly. And basically the other line of code also does the same thing. So if the input element or if the value entered in the input field in that box is valid, then it's going to run the code inside this parenthesis. So I'm going to basically translate that text or label upward in the y direction or y axis in the 125%, and I'm going to decrease the opacity also. So let's see our final result. let me refresh that. Why it's not working? So if I click in here, oh sorry, I forgot to tell you something. So this valid thing will only work if you consider this input fields to be required. Means you have to give here the required tag so that the user should fill up this form, otherwise he is not going to get that, or you are not going to get that cool effect there. So for getting that cool effect, you need to consider that you have given there the required attribute. So in here, if I click, then it's going to move up, the label is going to move upward like this, and it is cool animation, cool transition. It's not animation yet, I know. And at last I'm going to target our sign in button, obviously, last but not least. So here I am going to give the width of 100%, color of as usual, color of white. Font size, I am increasing the font size, so it will be equivalent to this to the text inside the input tag. So yeah, equaling things really works. And after that I am going to give the border radius of 5 pixel, background color of blue violet. Also this color is also suggested by the VS Code Intelligence. Yeah, that helped me a lot. So shout out to VS Code Intelligence. Save this, back to our browser. We are now able to see the button like this, but this button is terrific. So that terrible button, we don't want that terrible button there. So I'm going to add remove the border now here, and I'm going to give the padding here. So if I save it, back to our browser, and this looks cool, but I'm going to change the mouse cursor in here to pointer. Cursor pointer, then save it, back to our browser. We have this pointer right here. So I think we are done with our form. Let me quickly fill up this form. So if I don't fill up this form and I try to log in without filling up the credentials and hit sign in, then you're gonna get that error. And if I will be more over smart and type in email but not the password and sign in, it's gonna ask for password also. So if I type password, then it's gonna log me inside my website. So let me quickly show you that it is also compatible with the different mobile devices. So we are done with our form, and if you want to host the website, click the left video appearing in the end screen, and if you want to make the responsive navigation bar in the less and less line of code, then click the right video. That's it for today.